moving through life as a victim will forever keep you stuck as a victim of your circumstances. The only person who is in control of your circumstances is you. Because when you realize that you are the creator of your own life and your own destiny, anything's possible for you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here, and today, let's just jump right into it. We're gonna be talking about lucky girl syndrome, a trend that has been sweeping the internet and that has become so popular that I even got a tattoo that says lucky. Just kidding, I've had that tattoo for a couple of months now. I got it way before I had even heard of what lucky girl syndrome is. But you know what, before we go ahead and jump into the video, if you happen to be new on this channel and you're just stumbling across this video, like I said, my name is Caitlin, and on this channel we talk about all things building your dream life and your dream closet. We talk about fashion, beauty, femininity, lifestyle, travel, all that good stuff. Just overall living the soft life and romanticizing your life. And so if that sounds like a community that you want to be a part of, please consider clicking the subscribe button down below. I post every single week, and consider following me over on my Instagram at Caitlin Mahina. I do a lot more fashion and sort of romanticizing your life focused content over on my Instagram, because obviously it is a much more visual and short form content sort of platform. I also post on Pinterest and TikTok if Instagram is not your thing. So please consider following me on any of those platforms. Links to all of them will be down below. It would mean the absolute world to me if you could join our growing family across all of those platforms. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what lucky girl syndrome is, how it works, and how you can implement it into your everyday life. And when I first started hearing about lucky girl syndrome, I felt so seen, and that's actually for a couple of different reasons. I feel like I have a very special connection to lucky girl syndrome. That's actually part of the reason why I got this tattoo, which I'm gonna go ahead and explain the story really quickly. So actually, my birthday is St. Patrick's Day. My last name is Green, and I have always really embraced being lucky. Even when I was a kid, other kids at school would talk about, oh my gosh, you know, the Green kids. I'm actually a triplet, so I have two brothers that are also born on St. Patrick's Day, also last name Green. And so it was actually a joke amongst, you know, people in school and people we know and family and all that stuff that the Green triplets are super lucky, because obviously we're born on the day of luck, St. Patrick's Day, and our last name being Green is just kind of a coincidence. And obviously I'm wearing green for this video. And so actually, on a little bit of a darker note, last year when I was going through some very difficult times, I'll be linking a video where I kind of explained why I took a break from YouTube, but I decided to get this tattoo kind of on a whim. I knew that I wanted to get a word on my shoulder, and I have a couple other tattoos, maybe I'll talk about them one day, but I knew I wanted to get a word on my shoulder, but I couldn't quite figure out what word I wanted it to be. And you know, as I was going through these difficult circumstances, you know, ending a marriage, moving, a bunch of stuff, I thought to myself, you know what? I can't get gratitude tattooed on me, because that wouldn't look very good. But I decided to get the word lucky tattooed on me. This would have been probably March or April, maybe almost a year ago now, that I got this tattooed on my shoulder. And it was really just to remind me that no matter what I have going on in my life, that I am incredibly lucky. And it also kind of ties into the, you know, the birthday thing and the fun little connection to being a lucky person. So fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, I started noticing that lucky girl syndrome was something that was becoming very popular across social media, especially on TikTok and on YouTube. And I was immediately intrigued, because I was like, hey, that's me. Let's hear more about this. And I was super excited to learn about it and realize that a lot of the lucky girl syndrome concepts are things that I've already been implementing in my life, whether consciously or subconsciously, because of my fun little connection to lucky girl syndrome, or just because I choose to move through life a very specific way. And so that's why I'm super excited to be bringing you today's video. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. By the time this video is uploaded, it'll be early March. So that is my birthday, like I said, and I'm very excited to just talk about lucky girl syndrome, because this just seems like an appropriate time of the year to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. In my opinion, lucky girl syndrome is sort of a fresh take on older ideas, and the ideas that I'm talking about are, you know, manifesting, showing gratitude, and just kind of a fun and sort of introductory way of looking at some of these methods of getting what it is that you want in life. I also sort of think about lucky girl syndrome as having a miracle mindset. I listened to this podcast called the Feminine Frequency Podcast. I have always sort of believed in the miracle mindset, or, you know, what you believe you can achieve, you know, you manifest into the world what you think about. So when I was listening to this podcast, podcast and I first heard Amy talk about the miracle mindset, I thought, oh my gosh, that's a really great way of thinking about it. And so I feel like lucky girl syndrome, miracle mindset, you know, manifesting, they're all kind of similar ideas. So to sum up what lucky girl syndrome is, it's just wholeheartedly believing that you are incredibly lucky. Some people like to say you are the luckiest girl in the world. I mean, I think that's a little bit extreme. I don't like to think of myself as the luckiest girl in the world because I think that's a little bit self-centered, but just in general, feeling and knowing so strongly in yourself, in your heart, that you are lucky and knowing that things always work out for you. That is a huge part of lucky girl syndrome. Just really strongly believing and knowing and moving through life under the assumption that things are just always going to work out for you. I have seen a lot of articles and TikToks and just people on social media talking about the fact that lucky girl syndrome is crazy. It's very, very overly optimistic. It's a little bit over the top and just kind of delusional. And I would agree in the sense that it is delusional because you have to have a little bit of a delusional level of belief in yourself. However, I think that these people that are bashing lucky girl syndrome either are just, you know, I don't want to say they're haters, but they are not necessarily super optimistic people, or they just, you know, don't like seeing other people move through life and be happy. And so if you don't believe in lucky girl syndrome, that's fine. You can click off of this video. But in my opinion, lucky girl syndrome is harmless. It doesn't hurt anyone else around you as long as you are not approaching it from a self-centered way. And also, why wouldn't you want to move through life happy and optimistic and thinking that things are always going to work out for you? So yes, there is a little bit of delusion in lucky girl syndrome. However, I think that a little bit of delusion is actually healthy. Moving through life just knowing and believing so strongly that everything's gonna be okay, at a minimum it just puts you in a better mindset and it doesn't hurt anyone around you. So how does lucky girl syndrome work? It has actually been proven that people who strongly believe they are lucky open themselves up to more opportunities, because if you move through the world perceiving the world around you as everything around me is always going to work out for me, every circumstance that I find myself in is always going to end up okay, or if it doesn't, something else better is coming along, those types of people that move through the world like that actually notice opportunities more. They are also more likely to follow their intuition or their gut, and they tend to expect that good things will happen to them. This is important because your reality of the life that you live is entirely shaped by your perception. Think about it. If you go through your day, the exact same day, and you move through the day thinking, oh my gosh, everything sucks, like I'm 5 minutes late to work, I got toothpaste on my shirt, and you're just already in that miserable mindset, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I have a meeting today that I don't want to go to. If you move through life only focusing on those bad things in your day-to-day life, you're gonna have a miserable existence. However, if you go through the exact same day and instead think to yourself, oh, you know what? I'm 5 minutes late to work. That's okay. I got to listen to my podcast. My boss is super understanding. Or, you know, I got toothpaste on my shirt, but that's fine. I didn't really want to wear this one anyways. I'm gonna wear a shirt that I like more. Or, oh, I'm going to this meeting that, you know what? I don't want to go because it's gonna push me out of my comfort zone because I have to present. But you know what? It's actually gonna make me better at my job because it's gonna give me an opportunity to push myself and do something that I don't normally do. It is possible to condition your brain to only see the good things as you move through life and to sort of block out or make less of a big deal out of the negative things that are happening in your life. And I'm not trying to just blow over anything that's, you know, very, very difficult, like sickness or, you know, debt, but there are ways to move through difficult situations with a positive outlook, and then you're more likely to make a plan in order to end up in a better place down the line, rather than just sitting in your misery and just woe is me, you know, victim mentality, and not actually making plans and making steps in order to change your current circumstances and your current reality. And if you have a more positive mindset and a more lucky girl mindset, you are more likely to notice those opportunities. Like, hey, you know what? Even though I don't really like my job all that much, instead of just thinking about how miserable I am in my job, I'm going to instead look for opportunities because I know so strongly that there's something better out there for me. You are more likely to go after those opportunities and actually end up living a life that you are more happy with and living in a reality that actually satisfies you than just being miserable and assuming that nothing's gonna work out for you. Part of lucky girl syndrome is just knowing so strongly that if you are in a situation or something happens that doesn't work out for you, you have to know so strongly that something better is on the way, that something better is coming. And I think that that is such a positive part of lucky girl syndrome because, let's face it, life happens. Not everything is perfect and magical and wonderful. However, if you choose to be really, really upset and really dwell in the bad things that are happening to you in your reality, instead of kind of just letting it go and then choosing to move into a new reality and choosing to see opportunities everywhere you go instead of setbacks, you're gonna be a much happier person and way more likely to actually live your dream life. Stressing about things does not make them better. I know that is not news. I know that that is not a new concept. However, I used to move through life very angry, very stressed out about tiny, tiny little things. Just letting little tiny inconveniences really ruin my day. But letting those things ruin your day will not make your day better. Instead, choosing to just be like, minor setback, I'm super lucky, good things always happen to me, it will then open you up so that you can perceive those good things and actually accept them into your life and be grateful for them. What you believe, you attract, and that is a huge part of manifestation. This video is not exactly about manifestation. Lucky girl syndrome, like I mentioned in the introduction of this video, is a little bit of a, getting your foot into the door of the world of manifestation. But I do think that the what you believe, you bring into your life thought pattern is a huge part of lucky girl syndrome and manifestation, and this absolutely works. Moving on, I think that lucky girl syndrome, as I mentioned, is a great start to manifesting and to overall just living your dream life. But there's a couple other things that I want to touch on, like some ideas that are sort of related to lucky girl syndrome that I think are important to talk about. So let's get into them. The first thing that I want to bring up is you need to drop the victim mentality. And I know that can be a very tough pill to swallow, but I used to move through life blaming everything around me for the circumstances I found myself in. I'm overweight because it's COVID and my job requires that I test out a lot of food products. I am unhappy in my relationship because my partner is the absolute worst. I have no friends because girls are crazy. I really found myself isolated and miserable because I was constantly blaming everyone around me and all of the circumstances around me for the position that I currently found myself in. It wasn't until about a year ago when I had a little chat with myself and I decided I need to leave the relationship that I'm miserable in and that my partner is miserable in. I need to move to a place that I actually love, and I need to actually pursue something that I want to do, which is social media. And I deserve to have my dream body. The only reason my body looks the way that it currently does is because I'm the one that put the food in there to make it look like that, and just all these other things. It was like I honestly was reborn, low-key. Like, that sounds very dramatic, but moving through life as a victim will forever keep you stuck as a victim of your circumstances. But choosing to grow up, rescue yourself, because no one's gonna save you. Even if you have a partner, this is something that's up to you. You need to save yourself if you are in the victim mindset. The only person who is in control of your circumstances is you. And that can be a scary thing, thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm the one that's in control of this. Like, it's so easy to just blame everything else, but it's actually super empowering, because when you realize that you are the creator of your own life and your own destiny, anything's possible for you. So drop that victim mentality. The next thing that I want to talk about is turning envy into inspiration. And this is actually an idea that I got from this book called Manifest by Roxy Nafusi. I think that's how you say her last name. And I actually mentioned this book in a list of a lot of other books about manifestation and sort of in general, like this lucky girl syndrome thing, in a video that I'll link up above. It's all about how I'm going to make 2023 the best year of my life. And I mentioned that Roxy Nafusi Manifest book. But turning envy into inspiration, when I read this chapter, or this part of this chapter about turning envy into inspiration, I honestly, like, that hit me so hard, because especially in a world dominated by social media, it is so easy to look around you and think, that girl has that, I don't have that, I want that, and just be angry and envious when you go through social media or just move through your life, whether it's someone in your life that you're jealous of. But instead of focusing on how much you dislike that person, or how angry you are that that person has something that you don't, or how envious you are, turn that into inspiration. You have to really flip the script, and it's not easy to do. It's gonna take a lot of like mental conditioning in order to flip this script, because I know that's what it took for me. But instead, seeing someone and being like, you know what? If they can accomplish that, then I can too. It is a game changer of a mindset shift, because I used to see girls on social media and be like, oh my gosh, like, she just posts the silliest videos ever, and she has all these, hundreds of thousands of subscribers or followers or whatever it is. But then when I started thinking to myself, you know what? I'm gonna create content that I think is better, in my opinion. And that means that inevitably I will get the followers, or I will get the whatever it is that you want. That girl has her dream body. You know what? She turned her life around and got her dream body. I can too. I can get the best version of my body, or whatever it is, whether it's money or having dream relationships. If you see someone that has something that you have, instead of looking at them and being like just angry and like discontent, and you know that feeling, you get that like sick feeling in your chest and stomach where you're just like, oh, I'm like just so envious of this person. Try your best. It's difficult at first, but flip that script and instead be like, you know what? She's done that, so I can too. I promise you that lifting up other people in your life that you might at first have been envious of, but instead celebrating their accomplishments and lifting these people up about things that they should be proud of, that will always come back to you. As you lift up others, they will take you up with them, or vice versa. I hope I'm making sense here, but instead of just dwelling in your little angry place of envy and, you know, not wanting to celebrate the accomplishments of people around you, I have noticed that since I've started being genuinely happy for other people, oh my gosh, you got that promotion, you deserve that, you've worked so hard, or you blew up on social media, well yeah, you deserve that. You have been putting a lot of time and effort into that. You have your dream body now, you know what? You're right. You have worked super hard for that. Celebrating the accomplishments of others is just so motivating for you to do those same things in your life as well. Somewhat related to this is consuming achievements of other people versus creating your own. And I believe I touched on this on the Making 2023 the Best Year of My Life video that I mentioned previously. I have learned that social media can at first seem like a good idea when it comes to like getting inspiration. Like, you know, you'll look up inspiration for, you know, people that make a lot of money, people that have great bodies, people that travel, people that have a dream house or a dream relationship. It is so easy to get sucked into social media and just be like, yep, I want that, I want that, I want that, in the name of getting inspiration for your dream life. I have been there. It was a huge realization when I think it might have been Jackie Ina, or I don't know who it was, but it was someone on social media that is where I first saw this idea of consuming other people's achievements versus creating your own. This is so important. It is so easy to get sucked into the social media trap of being like, just laying in bed, being like, oh, that's my dream, you know, I'm saving things, I'm making plans, I'm making mood boards, and then you just don't do anything about it. You need to limit your consumption of other people's achievements. There is a point to which it's helpful because you get that inspiration. You're like, oh, now I know that I want to save up so I can go to Bali, whatever it is. But you need to flip that around and turn that into, okay, here is how I am going to accomplish those same things. So make sure that you're not spending too much time consuming the achievements of others. Yes, celebrate them, lift them up, but instead focus on achieving those things for yourself and making plans to have that same life for yourself. The last idea that I want to touch on here is treating your dreams as a non-negotiable. And I don't remember where I heard this, but I thought that this was so needed and necessary for me to hear when I heard it. So hopefully this helps you. But I used to think of, so, you know, my dream, pretty obvious, is I want to be a full-time social media content creator again. I used to be, it didn't really work out, so I would like to do it again, but I'd like to do it the right way this time, where it's more sustainable and enjoyable. And so I used to see social media as like, oh, if I feel like it, if I have time, I'll create content. Then how am I ever gonna become a full-time content creator, which is my dream, which I'm working towards? So whatever that is for you, whether it's saving money, having a dream house, having a perfect body, whatever it is, you need to treat those things in your life not as an afterthought, but as a non-negotiable part of your day. And I'm not saying burn yourself out. I'm not saying do a million things at the same time and then wonder why you're exhausted and you suddenly feel like you can't do anything. Make sure that you're doing it in a way that's reasonable so that, you know, you still have time for like eating healthy meals and sleeping and, you know, having some level of normal human interaction. But once you have that mindset shift of, no, I'm blocking out this time to work towards my dream, to work towards my goal, it is going to happen for you. There's just no way that it will not happen for you if you are making the time, if you are giving yourself the time to make those plans and to actually follow through with them. Your dreams will come true. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so the last portion of this video is going to be all about how to embody that lucky girl syndrome, how to enact and to actually act on the things that we talked about in this video. I have covered a lot of this in my How to Make 2023 the Best Year of My Life video. I know I've already linked it up above at some point in this video and I can't link it again. And so I will also be linking it down in the description just in case you missed out on that link that I put up above. It is probably my favorite video that I've ever made, or like at least my top 3 videos that I've ever made on my YouTube channel. I really think that, yes, it's a longer one, but the ideas and principles in there is just a complete ultimate guide on how to make this year the best year of your life. And even if it's already March by the time you're watching this, it is never too late to have the best year of your life. So please go ahead and watch that video. I would love if you could check that video out, because I just put so much hard work and love into that video, and it really came from a place of wanting to help you guys. But just to kind of do little bullet points, because I went so in detail in that video, the first thing that you need to do is get incredibly clear on what your dreams are. Not someone else's dreams, not the dreams that you think you should have. What if you really sit down and sort of almost meditate with yourself and reflect, what do you really want out of this life? Is it the beautiful house with the picket fence and the perfect family and the golden retriever? Is it the nomad lifestyle? Is it luxury goods? Is it to be a bodybuilder? Is it to, you know, be the CEO of a company? Whatever it is, you need to get very clear on what those dreams are that you have for yourself. Next, you need to break down those goals into actionable steps. And so what I like to do is I like to take the big goal. For me, for example, I'm just gonna go into detail here. It is my content creation journey, going full-time doing content creation again. Okay, so if I wanna go full-time doing content creation and sustain myself, how am I gonna get there? Well, the next step down from that would be going part-time at my job so that I could, you know, still have income to pay the bills, but still have the freedom to pursue content creation. Okay, so how am I gonna go part-time at my job? First, I gotta talk to my boss about, you know, being able to go part-time. If there's any part-time positions available, how will that work? Also, I will need to budget to make sure that I can still pay my bills while, you know, not necessarily making a super consistent income from social media. Also, I need to make sure that I'm making money on social media. So I need to be uploading regularly. I need to be making sure that I'm taking full advantage of different platform monetizations. And also on top of that, I need to make sure that I'm reaching out to brands. Getting as specific and granular as possible into your goals is really important, because it's so easy to set a goal, be like, oh, by the end of this month, I wanna save $2,000. But then you get to the end of the month, and because you weren't thinking about it on a weekly level or a daily level, it's a lot harder to keep those goals at the forefront of your mind if you're not working towards them in very infinitesimally small steps. Even if that's how small your steps are to get to that goal, if you are doing them every single day, you know, thinking about that goal, living that goal, dreaming that goal, then you are way more likely to actually get to that goal and not forget about it. Something else that's helpful here is just to have things in your life or practices in your life that really help you to visualize what your end state is of your dream life. Vision boards can be very helpful in this regard. I go into vision boards in my 2023 best year of your life video. Some people do scripting, future me scripting, which is writing in a journal as if these things have already happened for you. I don't really do that. It doesn't really resonate with me. Some people like to do visualization. I do visualization every single day, every single night before I go to sleep. I really imagine and feel the emotions of what it's going to feel like when my dreams have been achieved. Basically, what I'm trying to get at here is there's tons of resources on the internet about what visualizations work for manifestation for different people, but it's going to be different for everyone. But I strongly feel that you need to have that visualization of what the end state looks like of your goals, because if you don't, you kind of lose motivation. You're like, what am I even working for again? I don't know, I guess I'm trying to buy a house. That doesn't really mean anything to me. But if every day you're imagining and feeling and just mentally living that life of having that dream house or that dream body or whatever, you're way more connected to the goal in a way that's going to actually have it work out for you at the end of the day, in a way that makes it so much more real and attainable and emotional for you. And so figure out what sort of visualization techniques will work best for you and that are actually going to be something you stick to, because it is just so important to have that mental image in your head of what it is that you're working for. If you are not able to see your dream life in your mind and wholeheartedly, this is kind of where the delusional thing from Lucky Girl Syndrome comes back into the picture. If you're not able to wholeheartedly believe and know that these things are coming for you, then it's just not going to happen. Because if you're just sitting there being like, oh yeah, I want my dream car, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford it, then you won't. But if you move through life being like, yes, I deserve this car, I work hard for this car, I save money for this car, I'm imagining what it's gonna be like, how happy I'm gonna feel when I'm driving the car, and everyone's gonna love the car, and I'm gonna love the car, and I'm gonna be so proud of it. If you don't move through life like that, you're not gonna get what it is that you want. You can't just sit back and be like, I want a car, I want to get a Ferrari, and then not do anything about it and not like almost delusionally believe in yourself that it's going to happen for you and just magically it's going to appear into your life. That's not how it works. There needs to be a mixture of that lucky girl syndrome, believing things are going to work out, knowing things are going to work out, and also on top of that, making those goals and plans so that it actually does work out for you, and you will literally be unstoppable. Another super important part of both lucky girl syndrome and manifestation is practicing gratitude. And I know gratitude is something that is talked about a lot in the sort of mindset and manifestation community, but it is so important. It's another part of lucky girl syndrome in the way that if you move through your life and you're just like, oh, everything sucks, everything's the worst, my house sucks, my car sucks, my boyfriend sucks, my whatever sucks, everything sucks, my body sucks, I suck, you are just not going to be able to elevate yourself to that mental state that you need to be in where you can actually go after the things that you want in life. Because if you look down and you're like, my clothes suck, then how are you going to be confident enough to ace the job interview for your dream job? If you think to yourself, oh, you know, I'm not smart enough, or, you know, my camera equipment sucks, so you know what, I can't really be a YouTuber because I don't have the money or the camera equipment for that. Okay, you'll never be a YouTuber, you know what I mean? So you really need to have gratefulness and gratitude towards the circumstances that you find yourself in and the things that you have in your life and the people and the circumstances you have in your life. I don't love my job. It's good. It's good enough. However, instead of being like, oh, this freaking sucks, and moving through the workplace being like, this sucks so much, instead, I move through my job to the best of my ability. Not every day is perfect, but I try to move through my job being like, even on the rough days, I'm grateful for the income this job gives me. I'm grateful for my coworkers. I really love them. I am grateful for this company because it's got great benefits. I am grateful for this job because it provides me a sense of stability so that I can go after the content creation dream career. So that's a much better way to move through your life and being grateful rather than just being bitter and angry. Because if you move through life angry, you're just not gonna be, you know, happy or motivated enough to actually get the things that you want in life. Bottom line, move through your life intentionally. Appreciate the little things. Notice the beautiful things around you. This is a part of lucky girl syndrome as well. Just as you go through your life, oh my gosh, that sunset is amazing. Oh my gosh, the sun's out. I haven't seen the sun in weeks. You know what? I don't have my dream closet yet, but I love this pair of jeans. They make me feel confident about myself. So I'm gonna wear them so I can move through the day confidently, and then people will notice my confidence and everything's gonna be awesome. Move through your life in that intentional, happy, lucky way, and watch as the changes come into your life and as the miracles start to come into your life. I am so excited for you to start on this journey. But that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I made it with such pure intentions. I really want to help you guys live that dream life, achieve those goals, whatever they are. So if you found any of this useful or interesting, or even if you kind of disagree with me, I still want to hear it down below. I'd love to hear the comments down below, what you think about this topic. I love chatting to you guys in the comments. Feel free to subscribe to this video if you liked the vibe here on this channel. Typically, I do more fashion and style and romanticizing your life videos, but once a month I have been doing a sort of manifestation and mindset video, and I've really enjoyed sharing this with you guys with the intent of making your lives a little bit better, because I just want to spread the joy and the luck to everyone. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you staying to the end. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one.